Welcome to the High Achievers Podcast, where we host extraordinary individuals who are disrupting and transforming the way we do business and the way we lead not only ourselves but also others. Our today's guest is someone who's always been going against the grain, going against the status quo, whose integrity and whose values and determination to staying true to himself has got him to start a global company that's shifting the way multinationals are doing business and operating financially by putting people and empathy before profits. He's someone who's huge on mentoring and sharing his knowledge and wisdom gained through experience in business, and someone who is very passionate about innovation, leadership, and eliminating time waste. Now, the latter, he is so passionate about that when he was 15, he went to his principal's office and asked to be signed out of school because he was so keen to get out there and create the life and the vision that he had for himself. Now, with that being said, please help me welcome an extraordinary mind, Ravi Schuster. Ravi, welcome.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you for the warm welcome, for the great words. And just before we take off, I just wanted to mention how proud I am of you taking this step, this leap in faith. And I've been watching you closely as you have been watching me closely. And all I can say, I'm so proud of you. So
thank you. That's beautiful. Yeah. It's a pleasure and an honor to have you on our very first podcast. So thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are someone who's always been going against the grain, always really shifting that status quo, and has never really allowed yourself to be caught in rules of someone else, of the norm, right? And having achieved the global success that you have and becoming who you are today, what would you say made you you? What are some milestones that helped Ravi become Ravi?
Well, I would say one thing for sure, Andrea, is taking the no, that's not possible, or no, you cannot achieve that, or just the simple no, to take that as rocket fuel to get to the yes. So each no that I came across to, that people either spoke over me, spoke about me, or just, when I asked a question, they said no. That's basically what I've used so far, and still I'm using today to use as rocket fuel for my success rocket to even get to higher levels. So that's basically one of the pillars that I used back then at the age of 15. I remember when I was in the economy class, I was looking outside, and my teacher, a Surinamese teacher, told me, "Hey, Rafi, you're looking outside, you'll become just like the people that are standing on the corner." And I was looking at her like, you don't even know why I'm looking outside. Because basically, Andrea, to be honest, I was doing the math that how much would the people earn with standing on the corner and selling drugs. I had on the same piece of paper how much the teacher earned per month, per year, and how much I would need to earn to be comfortable with whatever I would like to do. So the funny thing is that even though the teacher was trying to make a comment and use me as example for the class to just pay attention to class, if she would just ask me what I was doing, I think that would add so much value to that lesson for all the other fellow students in that same classroom.
Beautiful. And it's true. Yeah. I mean, now that you say it, you've never been one to be told what to do and how to do it. And as you said, you've made that decision at the age of 15, which is really, really early in someone's life. Like, someone really needs to have a strong pull towards the future, right? And so if I was to ask your closest, your friends, your family, to describe you with one word, what word do you think they'd choose for you?
They would definitely say go-getter.
Why do you think so?
Because I'm a fan of not letting your circumstances determine how fast or how fast you will reach your goal, right? If the road's on fire, that doesn't mean you'll be on fire, right? If the building is burning, you still have the choice to either sit and watch it burn and burn inside, or just choose whatever flight route there is to leave the building, right? But most of the times people let their circumstances determine their future. And I'm not a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of growth mindset, of, thinking in opportunities instead of the walls that most of the times that we ourselves as human beings throw in there, right? I cannot do this. No, you haven't done it yet. So how can you already say that you will not succeed in whatever you need to do, right? Just get it done. Just go out and try. And if it doesn't work the first time, then get back up your feet and try it another time, right? And if it doesn't work the second time, just go get it,
Yeah, amazing. What would you say, now that you're saying that? It sounds like you're someone who always found the way out of every difficulty. And not just sounds like, you show it, you live it every single day, right? So what would be, if you could share it with our listeners, what was the most difficult thing, a difficult challenge that you overcame, and when you came to the other side, it represented the biggest lesson, the biggest gift?
Yeah, I would say to cut out, to minimalize my ego as much as possible, because I grew up in Amsterdam Southeast, right, which you could compare to the Bronx in America, right? Uh, so when I started working in let's say in my first real career opportunity, I was 17 or 18 years old. I had dreadlocks already until almost my hip, right?
Yeah.
I had an accent which is not normal to work in an office environment. And I remember the first half year when I was entering the elevator and I said, "Good morning." No one took the chance to say good morning back to me. So in the beginning, I felt offended. But at a certain point, I thought, well, if I keep feeling offended, why is it? Is it because of my ego? Because I think they don't respect me, or they don't know what I'm capable of? Or is it that maybe I'm so new in appearance to what they're used to that they don't know how to approach me, right? Maybe I should learn them that I'm also I'm a person just like them. But the only thing is I look different, I sound different, maybe I taste different, right? In my wording, in my approach. But basically, I set aside my ego, and there are a lot more, I can go on and on for days. But basically, the thing that I learned is to set aside my ego. That allowed me to gain more of myself and to develop the talents that I need to get things done. And, yeah, so for example, in the company that I run, right, I tell my colleagues that there's no room for ego, right? If I need to clean toilets today and tomorrow and the day after to get whatever done that needs to be done, even though I'm the CEO, the managing director, the owner, the whatever, right? I don't care about the titles, but I do what needs to be done in order to get there, right? And again, if that means I need to clean toilets all day, listen, I'm a human being like you, right? You and I do the same, maybe not at the same time, but we do the same. If you and I let our ego stand in the way, we'll not be able to overcome certain situations, which we need to overcome in order to reach our goals.
Absolutely. And that's so well said. So what you're saying and what you're demonstrating with describing that is a huge part of leadership. And so I wonder, for someone with your caliber and your experience, what would you describe a great leader to be? What are some qualities of a great leader in your eyes?
Well, I would say one of the first things is to be able to understand that you're the leader of the pack, right? So that you need to lead through example, right? So when you expect from your team to be energetic, to have a go-getter mentality, to push their boundaries, go from a comfort zone to a stretch zone, and anticipate on the stress zone, then you also need to show that. So tell, show, and help them to make it work, right? In my opinion, I have a lot of management meetings with sometimes our clients, or I get invited to brainstorm at schools or to discuss certain subjects. And one thing that I notice is that people talk a lot, but don't walk the walk that's needed in order to get there, right? And in my opinion, the distinction between a great leader and someone who says he or she is a leader is that one person walks the walk and talks the talk, right? And the other one just talks the talk and doesn't do the walking. There's a difference because people, if you believe it or not, people see what's real, right?
Absolutely.
If they cannot taste you, if they cannot feel you, if they don't see you, right? If you say A and don't do B, people will recognize. They know what's real.
100%. And you know, for knowing you for a while now, I have heard of so many amazing examples of your leadership and how you stimulate and motivate your team. And I know that, I mean, since we've gotten to know each other better, there's been, I mean, the world has changed, right? We've been in the middle of pandemic for the last 6 months. And even before then, you were really huge on training and mentoring and educating and inspiring your team in really innovative and different ways. Now, could you share with our audience, what are some approaches that you are using in order for your team to stay, you know, on top of their game?
Yeah. So one of the things we quickly let go, I don't recall when it was exactly, but at a certain point we formed an operations team, a leadership team, if you may say so, right? And I basically made the shift. Instead of reporting to me with a whole plan and stuff like that and asking for my opinion, I called them in just out of the blue, for them at least, because I had the idea and didn't share it with them yet. And I told them, listen, so from now on, as of today, as of the moment, I only want result meetings. I don't care how you get there. Sure, you can include me, you can ask me for advice, but I only want to hear about the result. Because I hired all of you because of your excellence, because of your wisdom, because of your experience, because of your ability to add value to whatever it is that you pick up and want to add value to. So why should I, Ravi Schuster, tell you how to get there, right? My journey isn't your journey. You're unique, I'm unique, right? So we shouldn't mix those two. So the only thing I want to hear from our teams are the results, right? And if they want to involve me. But other than that, I only want to see results. And basically it was kind of a strange feeling for them in the beginning, because the normal way nowadays still is that you report to a manager and a manager tells you go left, go right. No, I ask, what's the added value for you to go left? What's the added value for you to go right? And then you tell me what you think is the best choice. And if I see from a learning perspective, you should go ahead and take that corner. Even if I already know you will have, it's not the best choice, maybe you'll prove me wrong, because I'm not like the all knower, right? So sometimes I think, well, that's not the right direction. And then people surprise me with it being another direction, because you and I don't determine what's the right direction. I know what corners I took in order to get there. If I could do it over again, I would probably walk that same route, but maybe I would cut a few other corners or do some sightseeing along the way, right? Exactly. That's something called life, and it's a fantastic journey, and it's such an easy one. Anyway, yeah.
It sums up perfectly the mindset. So the next question that I naturally want to ask you as you say that is, you probably need quite a specific combination and a caliber of a team that's put together that is receptive to that style of leadership, because it does, you not only expect, but you already propose their excellence. Right? And so I wonder, what are you looking for? What do you look for in a hire when you're hiring someone? What are some traits that are, that telltale sign of this is going to work?
Basically, we're always looking for people that have the ability to, that have the inner fire going to get more out of life, right? And that don't per se. So I don't hire people that come into an orientating talk and ask about salary or ask about what the company will do for them. Now, I'm looking for the people that will give to the company, that are able to add value, right? one thing that I've done since the age of 15, right, is to add value. I didn't ever ask for a salary raise. I got 10% raises a year, 15%, 20% raises a year. And you could say, well, Rafi, that's because your salary was low. Trust me, my salary wasn't low. It was because I was adding value, right? When I work in a company, I don't want to work in the role or the position that I was hired for. I want to be of added value within that position, but I also want to be of added value when a new client comes in and has to talk with a receptionist. I want to be of added value when getting some coffee for myself and I see someone with a Monday face, right? Oh, I hate Mondays. Maybe I could be sunshine for that person and to make them go, I woke up with a feeling, but now I talk to this guy and I'm all about let's get it today, right? That's the added value that you bring to a company. So to answer your question, I'm looking for people that are willing to add value and to go the extra mile, and not because I tell them to do that, no, because they want to do that. There's a big difference, and that's what I have learned in all these years of the leadership position. Because if you would ask me 5 or 8 years ago, Rafi, if you hire someone, what are you looking for? Well, if you can talk, if you can walk, if you are smart, you can join the company, right? And I saw, because as of today, I still see potential in everyone I talk to. But the difference between then and now is, now I hire people that are willing to work with that potential, instead of I have the potential, but during my weekends, I watch Netflix, right? All day because it's my free time. I'm okay with that. But I rather have me motivating you, showing you, hey, this is the hill and look at the horizon, right? Like the movie Lion King with Simba.
Yeah.
He saw what could be his, right? One day, but he needed to do the work.
Yes.
So what I do with my team all day, every day when I'm in the office, I show them what could be theirs. If one day, and that day could be this afternoon, could be tomorrow, a colleague of mine comes up to me and says, Rafi, I can replace you. I'm all in for replacing myself, because that would mean that that person has grown so much that they could put me aside and do a better job than I'm doing. I'm all in. If that day comes today, comes tomorrow, listen, I'm all in. I have tons of business opportunities waiting for me, right? So I think that again, coming back to the initial question about leadership, I think that a great leader pushes people, helps people, educates people, gives people a platform to be, to get to the next level and the next level and the next level, right? I'm seeing it now with my hands that, I've tried to be as genuine as possible, right? I'm the biggest fan of you. I'm the biggest fan of my colleagues. I will be the first one. When you walk up to a stage, I'll be clapping as first one, right? Because I want you to succeed in whatever it is you do. And I'm there for you to empower you 24/7 if you need to talk, if you need a shoulder to cry on, if you need a pep talk, to get you to the next level, right? So that's what I also expect from the people around me, that they're willing to work in such an environment that we go and get to the next stage and whatever we need to be. And when it's windy on the sea and we're in the boat, sure, we the wind will affect us, but we keep our eyes on the prize and go. Even with this whole COVID-19 thing going on, let's keep our eyes on the prize, and let circumstances shouldn't influence us. They should influence our creativity, right? They should get us to the next brain fart, whatever that could be, of this next opportunity. That's what circumstances should be, to bring you up and not bring you down.
Yeah. Fantastically said, gold. And so the next question that I think so would align with what you've just said and described so beautifully.
Yeah.
You're really big on growth. You're really big on becoming better, really improving all the time. If we swapped phones for a day, and this is going into your personal life a little bit, because we are very interested in what makes you you, right? The specific mindset, the winning attitude that you have, it's not just a one-day show, right? You live it, you breathe it. It's your lifestyle. And so
Yeah.
let's share with our audience, what does Ravi read, listen? What are your morning rituals? What are your routines? What makes you pumped and in state as you are every single day?
Yeah. So basically, one of my morning routines is the 5 second rule, right? So when I wake up and I'm like, okay, I need some more sleep, I go like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, get up, right? Do whatever I need to do. I do the cold showers, right? I go in the shower. Let's say out of the 7 days a week, I do at least 6.5 cold showers, right? Let's say 6 cold showers. And why do I do that? Because I want to make sure that I keep myself in check. I do, I feel comfortable in the uncomfortable, right? It doesn't matter how hard the wind is blowing throughout my life, I'm still there, right? I saw things, I experienced things that maybe some people wouldn't like to have experienced at all, right? I see it as growth opportunities. I don't have a sure, I'm a human being. I have down moments sometimes, but even during those down moments, I've learned to embrace those down moments. And when I feel sad, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna order food. I'm gonna do some crying. I'm gonna watch a real sad movie because I want the max out of that sad. It sounds strange, but I want the max momentum out of that sadness, right?
Right.
Uh, so I'm all in. So I do the cold showers, the 5 second rule. I do the energetic talks, the energetic walks, the motivating my team. When I when I enter the building, I'm like, hey, let's go. It's a happy Monday. I greet everyone with happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Friday, happy whatever day. I do the singing, whatever song there is to sing. Most of the times I don't know the lyrics, but that's the fun stuff. Even for myself, I catch myself creating lyrics that aren't there. So I try to be the fire starter in people their lives. And I think that that's one thing that if it, the day comes, right, I'm going to be 150 years. So just to give you a heads up, if the day comes when, I took my flight to my one-stop flight to heaven, right? I want people to say Rafi was the fire starter of this, great opportunity in my life. Rafi was the fire starter of me reaching out to others, right? I remember, so as a company and also from personal life, we have been giving away money each year, right? Doubling, right? We do projects in Africa, we do projects in India, even here in the Netherlands. And one of the best things that one of my colleagues, also a board member in our foundation, mentioned, he said, Rafi, prior to working at CMC, right, when a bum in the streets would ask me for money, I would just ignore him. Now I caught myself, and he told me this last year, he caught himself walking in Germany and giving a bum 50 euros, right? And not because he felt pressured, but because he wanted to help. And our company is all about helping. Actually, this week we're going to change our welcome message to CMC Good Afternoon, which it is right now. We're going to say CMC Good Afternoon, welcome at CMC. How can I help? Right? Because as a business, we help out.
Exactly.
So
Beautiful point. And so if you were to speak to someone, maybe a younger self, someone who's eager to follow your steps, right? And is an admiration of your success and the the mindset that you possess today with your experience, what sort of
yeah.
books or courses or steps would you recommend one to take if they were to achieve the level of your thinking?
Yeah, I would say start off with the question that if your life wouldn't have any boundaries, right? From a financial point of view, from an education point of view, what would you do, right? What would make you happy? And for me, I asked myself that question somewhere around the age of 15, probably earlier. And I thought, well, I'd like to be independent, right? Nobody telling me what to do, right? um, I'd like to see that I make impact in people's lives, right? Helping them to reach their full potential. And I'd like to be independent from a financial perspective, right? Not having to worry to do whatever I need to do, right? And basically, I didn't know what my journey would be, but I knew what one of my goals would look like, right, when accomplishing those. For example, becoming a businessman. I remember at the age of 15, when I dropped out of school, before I dropped out of school, in the talk that I had with the principal, he asked me, okay, Rafi, so what will you do? You want to become a businessman. So what's the first move? I told him, well, excuse me, I need to start working. I need work experience, right? Because this experience that I need in order to do business, I won't get from school. School will not teach me how to do business, right? In school, I won't learn how to walk the walk and talk the talk. So basically answering the question, if you could be whoever you could be or wanted to be, what would that be? And if you know that, and if you could make a profession out of that, that's fantastic, right? So, there were years that I worked 80, 100 hours a week for, almost. And it still didn't feel like work, right? And I'm not talking about running this company. I'm talking about previous jobs and only getting paid for the 40 hours. But to be honest, they paid me 100 hours or more per week because I got the opportunity to not only do what I was hired for, but also gain experience in other fields within that company. I had a chance to, each day when I was in the company council, talk to millionaires, talk to billionaires all of a sudden when a company took us over, right? And an investor stepped in. I had the ability to talk with people in IT to gain knowledge from them, right? So it was a lot more than just the salary. Screw the salary. Give me the knowledge and the opportunity to broadening myself, right? Getting more body. That's more than, if you work in a company, in my opinion, you should make sure that you should understand that it's not about the salary. It's about the opportunity for you to invest in yourself, right? To gain more knowledge, to achieve whatever you want to achieve throughout your working experience of that company. That's the pay. The pay of buying things, sure, I understand. But listen, if a company is paying you 1,000 euros a month and you're able to gain 5,000 euros experience a month, that's not like a no-brainer. That's like, I'll sign today, right?
Beautiful. And so as you're explaining about your work ethic, about your life experience, about the grit, because it sounds like not only the grit is needed, but the winning attitude, right? And if we now look at maybe into your strategies around planning, I know that as a CEO, as a business owner, as a managing director, there's a lot of things you need to juggle at all times, right? And your schedule, you have a beautiful wife and children. I mean, your life is packed, right? Plus you're taking care of your health and all the rest of the areas. There's some tools and tips that you could give to our audience to kind of, help them out with when it comes to strategizing and planning around your time and how you manage your time.
Yeah, so basically what I try to do, for example, if I send 5 emails a day, currently that's a lot, right? I try to see where I could invest 1 minute and have the impact of 100 minutes. And that's not via email, right? That's via what we have called our mouth and our wisdom, and share the knowledge and ask certain questions, right? So in order for me to be effective and be efficient, I rather spend my time on talking with people, talking to my colleagues, with our ambassadors, our clients, meaning, instead of sending emails, right? I tend to keep myself healthy by understanding where I'm more productive, right? For example, I know for myself, I'm a really early bird. So I know that if I need to do certain tasks, for example, write a blog or help my colleague with a certain brainstorm, I do that in the morning. right? And when I feel my energy going low, I go to our company restaurant and I do a small chit chat for 5 minutes, a little interaction about fun stuff. I grab a glass of orange juice. I take that, and then I'm all in again, right? So I know when to perform at peak state, as our good friend Tony calls it. And I know when my energy is low and that I need to refuel again, because I don't want to talk with people when when my tank is almost empty, because then I cannot deliver as they need me to deliver, right? So basically doing that each day, right? In the beginning, it was just, seeing yourself performing. And it's like, I figured out that I'm the athlete and the coach at the same time. But I have a choice to wait for the coach to step in and then start running, or I can already run and look at my timer and say, hey, okay, so I did 100 meters in 10 seconds. And then my coach steps in, being myself again, or you or someone else, saying, hey, okay, Rafi, what would be the 1 or 2 millimeter shifts, as you call it, to get 9 seconds or 9.5 seconds? And then I would say, well, maybe if I, get rid of my watch, it would mean that I'm more lighter and more, efficient in reaching my goal. So continuously thinking about what you're doing and what the result is. Yeah, that's an ongoing process. So for example, this morning, I had a talk with someone, and I told the person that if you would have a timeline, right? You have the vertical line would be the level, the horizontal line would be the time, right? If you would have a goal, right? And you are here now, and if you do whatever you do at the moment, right? And you would draw a line to over time, would that line, how would that line look into reaching your goal? Would you be satisfied with a timeline? Would it be 3 months, 3 years, 30 years? Mm-hmm. If you're satisfied, keep it up and see where you can increase the speed of reaching your goal. If you see that you will miss, change your approach. It's right. Very important to think about whatever goals you have, and if you're still able to deliver yes or no. Don't accept no from no one, not even yourself, right?
That's a good one. That's a very good one. Not even yourself. And like you said, when someone doesn't negotiate with oneself, it's amazing what's possible to accomplish.
Listen, I don't even negotiate with my alarm clock, right? If my alarm goes off, with my conscious mind, I've put the alarm clock. So why would I hit snooze? If I hit snooze, it's only an alarm clock, sure. But if I hit snooze on the alarm clock, then I'll probably hit snooze also, Andreja, with whatever targets, whatever goals I have. So screw the alarm clock with the snooze. When the alarm goes off, I want to be early. I want to beat the alarm clock of going off, right? I want to be the person that says, well, alarm clock, sure, you did a great job, but I'm already awake. Let me put you up, right? Because if I have that mentality, I know if a goal is set for December 1st, I will reach that goal October 1st, right? Because that's the go-getter mentality. I want my agenda. I want myself to look at my agenda December 1st and see, hey, so I had these goals. I already nailed it in October. That's the mentality that I've, that's the fire burning in me. And I know for sure that there are a lot of people that will hear this and will say, well, I want to have that too. And the funny thing is that everyone has it. But the question is, are you willing to go and do what's necessary to get it, right? It's like hitting the gym. January 1st, now I'm hitting the gym. What's your objective? I want to lose 20 kilos. When? Well, within this 3 months. So what are you going to change? This, that, stuff, and that. Then 7 days after, what did you do? Well, I went to the gym once because of this, because of that. No, don't take no for an answer. You told yourself you would go to the gym 3 times a week. Then go freaking to the gym 3 times a week, right?
That's it.
No rocket science. It's again, life is simple as it's very simple. It's very simple. The only one holding us back is you, is yourself. That's it.
Beautifully said. gold. So if we were to leave our audience with some really, really gold nuggets here, like if I ask you the question of legacy, right? And I know you're a visionary, and I know that, like you said, 150 years, right? It's a long time, and there's a lot to create in that time. Now,
I have a lot to do. That's why I say 150 years. 100 years would be short. I have so much to do, Andrea.
Exactly. So can you shine a light onto and this is up to you if you want to share a bit of your goals for the future in this answer. But the question is really, if you were to find yourself on the very last day and you look back on your life, what is the legacy that you want to leave for this planet?
Yeah, I want to see that I've helped others to become kings and queens, right? To be rulers over whatever they need to rule, to make the impact for whatever they need to make impact. In my opinion, if everyone would just, take the opportunity to care for one other human being, this planet would look totally different. We all have the work mentality, right? What if we could skip the work mentality and just go to the care mentality? In my life so far, and I'm young, I'm 38, right? I'm still fresh, right?
Only starting.
I'm only starting, right? But basically, one of the things that I've seen all of my life so far, and I'm really keen on keeping that and expanding, is just taking care of the people surrounding me. And sure, if that are the colleagues within the company, taking care of them, having an ear for them to listen and a shoulder to cry on, and some fire for them to get enthusiastic about and motivated, and helping them go to the next level. That's the legacy that I'd like to leave with others too. And again, if I could leave the seat with caring more for each other and helping each other out, getting to the next level, that would be fantastic. And sure, people say, Rafi, you're a successful self-made man. You dropped out at the age of 15. Sure, I'm successful, but people helped me to get where I am today. And I'm just giving back to people that know me and that don't know me, right? For me, it's free. It doesn't take me anything to put a smile on my face and to say to someone, happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy whatever day, right? It doesn't take me much to give someone a compliment that they accomplished a goal or that they're on the right track. It doesn't take me anything to open my mouth and spread some positivity, right? To plant seeds of greatness. The more you as a human being start to understand that each time when you open your mouth, when you plant seeds of greatness or seeds of positivity, you will see in life that you will harvest greatness and harvest positivity and harvest, good luck and stuff like that. Again, people ask me all the time, Rafi, what's the key of being so successful? How is it that you as a company keep growing and growing? I'm just telling them, the only thing I did and still am doing today is plant seeds of greatness with a smile, with a positive attitude, with a go-getter mentality, and just trying to inspire people to gain more out of life and to reach their full potential, their unlocked potential. Because you and I have greatness. When we sit in the classroom with people, sometimes when I bring my children to school, Andrea, I see children sitting there that are the next prime minister, the next king, the next queen, the next lawyer. But the school puts them in a box, right? The system puts them in a box. I shouldn't say school. The system puts them in a box. The system decides, okay, this is your education level. So this is the box of jobs that you can choose from. Screw the box, screw the jobs. You're the next inventor. You're the next Einstein. You're the next Elon Musk. You're the next whatever you want to be, right? As long as you are able to put to find your burning desire and to put that in motion, right? And as long as people like you and I, and hopefully all other viewers and listeners are willing to give other ones a hand to lift them up to whatever level that would be, man, I'm telling you, you're planting seeds of greatness and you will harvest greatness for sure. Guaranteed.
Beautifully said. So, Ravi, with this positive mindset, with this winning attitude, with planting the seeds of greatness, where can our audience follow you? Where can they find you? Where can they get more of Ravi if they want to?
Well, basically, you can find me on LinkedIn. It's Ravi Schuster. You can go to ravischuster.com. Send me a connect. But please, if you send me a connect, just type in a message of why you are connecting. I don't mind connecting with everyone, but I want to know the reason of you reaching out to me. Because if I can't be of added value, so much I'd like to be of added value. I'm not in a time wasting business, so please tell me specifically what it is you're looking for. If it's just that you want to share an idea, brainstorm, or that you want me to help you in the right direction, sure, but just let me know. Again, I'm there to help. I'm on the same earth. I'm not going anywhere. So just reach out if you feel like I can be of added value in your life or in your business.
Fantastic. And to leave our audience with one final thing, what is your motto? It could be the quote that you live by, the motto, the one incantation that you have on a day-to-day basis that keeps your drive, that keeps you going. What would you leave our audience with?
That would be strive for greatness.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Just to add one more thing. So I'm a Christian, right? And not talking about the whole religion thing, but it gives me the ability to have deep insight into some biblical stories, right? And one of the stories that I like is the story about David and Goliath, right? Goliath was the guy like the giant thing. Hey, I'm Goliath. I'm gonna, crush all of you. And David being the small kid, right? And his brothers and family were the soldiers. And I remember the story that the king, like he went to the king and said, hey, king, listen, let me fight. And the king was, no, you're too small. He went to his brothers, no, you're too small. You're not capable of doing stuff. And all of a sudden, the king said to him, all right, you want to fight? Sure. Put on this harness, grab this spear and stuff like that. And David was like, no, man, I don't need all of this gear. Let me, I was created in a perfect way. I'm unique. I have my God with me. And for me, God is above, right? For other persons, maybe that God is the strength in you. And believe it or not, every human being is able to reach whatever they want to reach. The only thing they need to do is to take that leap in faith and do whatever is needed to get there. Remember, David was a small guy. He beat Goliath. And the rest of his life, he was crowned a king and crowned a great leader of many nations. That's the story that every child, every man or woman could fit, right? Don't let society tell you otherwise. Everyone could be the next business leader, the next doctor, the next surgeon, the next lawyer, the next business coach, as long as you're willing to do the work, right?
Right. Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Ravi, thank you so much for taking the time and sharing your wisdom with us. It's been an absolute pleasure and an honor to host you as our very first guest. And
thank you so much.
I really look forward to having you back on the show again later on. So again, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much, Andrea. Thank you.
If you like this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to be notified as soon as we post new content, make sure that you click on that bell next to that subscribe button. I'll see you next time.